We're starting on Knockout. We're starting from the bottom to the top. It's the same maps as before, but we have not seen this map yet because Zeta Division once more won 3. Chloe slips through the ban phase and is going to be picked up immediately. Once more, I think it was only a single time where he did not show up in either the ban or the pick phase. So with that in mind, they already have the best brawler in the map, right, Ark?
Yeah, I mean, I quite like it here. I think it's a great combination with Kaze as well, who's not actually been banned out here. Could be an option for a follow-up here. Let's see, though, on the other side of the field, what Feasible are feeling for themselves. They quite like tankier options on this kind of map as well, Frank being the kind of key one that is left open here. They also like to pair it with the Glowy, so they might not now, but it is on the side of Crazy Raccoon. Bo going to come in. Again, I'm still okay with it, but again, the win rates just don't really excite me that much at the moment. There is still potentially loot as an option coming in is RT. So that is kind of how they're feeling. They're on a long-ranged affair to match that of the Glowy.
Yeah, you don't I think the Glowy's really going to come into his own when the gas starts to close in a bit and you can't really break it with the walls in the later phases. So obviously that's where RT thrives as well. If you've got bone mines, he's going to do solid too. So it really is going to be a bit of a late game brawl unless we see some more kind of more aggressive, tankier units coming down from the side of Crazy Raccoon, which wouldn't surprise me considering they pair so well with the Glowy overall. But we'll see what they do choose to bring up. They're actually going to bring in a Colin.
That is an interesting one.
Yeah, I'll let you take that, Sonny, because I don't know what to say about it.
If you want to go with some long-range options like a Pierce or Angelo, I would also open up the map. Usually we see Brock for that, but Brock is going to be banned out on both ends. It's not going to be any long-range option. It's that Jae-Young pick as last pick. We have, again, double support, and then a brawler that really has to pop off to make this one work. The Colt has to hit those shots consistently. RT is one of those brawlers where it's one of the only consistencies across the globe. We had completely different metas in all 4 regions last month, but RT showing up in Knockout was like the best brawler on this mode. So I feel like, yeah, on the left-hand side we have a very solid comp so far. Now coming in with some aggression, and another brawler that we have not seen in quite some time. Bonnie used to be the absolute best brawler on any map where you need to slowly charge your super, and once you have it, you basically get a free kill. But Bonnie now does tend to die whenever she jumps in.
It's kind of wild.
She can get super faster though with the bird zone.
That's true.
Now, maybe it's the strat. Maybe you're not. I can see your face and you're not seeing the vision. I'm just going to say she's probably going to jump in, get a kill, and then get killed herself. That's what happens at the moment with I don't
Bonnie.
think you're seeing the vision.
I do see the vision. What
about the Colt double healer as well? You see the vision of that?
We've seen the bow strat today, and more often than not, it hasn't really paid off. That's my concern. Is like, I think that as we see more and more of other regions too, that people are just going to start to overthrow this and go more on the aggressive early on. I think Bonnie's a good brawler, but you've got to speed with Jae-Young there as well. You've got the heals of Glowy. I feel like CR can basically work around this. It's not that much of a threat, is it?
I'm lost, Ark. I really am. I wouldn't have expected to see Colt double healer or a Bonnie showing up today, to be honest with you. But we'll see how this one pays off. Seems like Jae-Young's kind of staying in that speed form until Moya might need a bit of help. There you go. Switches now as he kind of retreats. But he does have the Glowy heals as well. These bow totems just kind of non-stop, and they're going to help Bonnie get super, they're going to help RT get hypercharge, and those are 2 very decisive things in a matchup.
If you're landing the shots, which now we start to see a little bit of that coming through the RT, but I mean, a lot of the time, you know, CR is smart enough to not feed into it and to not give an inch. Now we're continuously breaking, you know, Moya having the cycling ability of these supers really doing well. Drake jumps in, and again, that's what that entire strat's made of, and that's the result. Gotta be better than that, surely.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, you can't miss a jump like that. He has got hypercharge and jump now, but you can't be missing a jump when that's your entire game plan.
Yes.
It's the same as when we saw the Doug Gray and the Gray TPs to nothing. It just defeats the entire round and just completely wastes. So we'll see if they can make up for that with this hypercharge that they have now. They do have some bow mines as well. Might be better left towards the late game, considering they can just kind of bait them out so freely when the map's as open as this.
Drake now, hypercharge. This could be quite key here, but he does need the support of his teammates who are healthy in that approach. Now lands and does get a kill. That's fantastic. Can Drake now evade things back? He does stay alive, making it a 3 versus 2. If they can do more things like that, Feasible can actually do well here, and they should do tie up the round. So the next round will take this game.
RT hypercharge as well is going to be a big thing here, but won't be able to use it at massive range, to be honest with you, so needs kind of the help of the gas or a teammate going in to allow him to push up and have some more help. But they are pinned heavily in spawn here, and RT trying to flank her on the right hand side. Bow totems there as he tries to work for some more mines, and Drake not in this super totem. So we'll make a little rotation with Shigemyon, and there's going to be another break as well as Colt just continuously just barreling down here.
Well, there's a hypercharge for the RT, and that is the biggest of the concerns here. If they can focus their attention on the side of CR, as Tensai is doing so, Weekend Warrior on the right-hand side for Milk keeps Drake back. Super Totem goes down. Going to be quickly taken care of, I'm sure, as it is there from Moya. Now, Feasible getting back into the mix. The gas can't be too far away as the hypercharge of Moya does tap out this bottom left. Gotta be careful of the mines now as Drake now steps damage, goes down himself. The 3 versus 2 as Ciara looking good.
Yeah, super close here with the RT, but it gets feared away. Really nice super there from Tensai to just make sure that that RT hypercharge is going nowhere near them. Bit of a scrappy one towards the end, and honestly, I'm not sure what I'm watching throughout the entirety of it with the comps, to be honest with you, but it is CR who come out on top of this first game.
Good stuff, but again, you know, I'm just going to bring it back around to what we were saying about Feasible Gaming, Trev. You know, like, it's not looking overly one-sided. Mistakes here, there, and sure. Draft that I'm not fully convinced on, but it's not steamroll. It's not like they're not holding their own and they're lasting the majority of these rounds, and that is the start, you know, to not go down so quickly at the beginning, but give themselves a chance.
Absolutely, yeah. You've really got to in these kind of matchups as well. Can't get walked over by CR, or they're just going to get confidence on confidence and walk over you. Bow Totem will go down, but should be cycled out pretty quickly as he should have another. Weekend Warrior from Milkrayo down the bottom, and they're getting pinned back in spawn straight away. Need to be very careful about the position they're being forced into here.
Well, Drake popped the candy rush there as well, the sugar rush, but not quite able to land any of these shots into Tensai. Just that additional range really helping hand. Oh, that RT's forced back to the legs, goes down. That's disastrous. Now, as Drake surely just going to go into the gas. Don't feed anything more, but yes, she did. I feel like in a 1 versus 3, you got all that protective covering. You just got to go into the gas. That's your last job. But he still fed.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Bonnie's so desperate to get shots where available and try get that super that she might have needed to try and overstay that to find an extra shot. But heals being provided to Moya non-stop here, and he needs to be careful when an RT shot does connect. The bow mines, the bow hits do pack a punch when that does happen. Oh, what a Colt super, that is really nice, and Drake trying to push up this right-hand side, but not finding too much from it as the speed that Milkrayo is just providing to himself, doing a good job of evading all these shots.
Yeah, mine's triggered. Really quite successfully, as they should be, but sometimes we see mistakes even at this level of play. Nerves can get the better of most teams, but certainly CR are not one of those teams. They are very, very good at keeping calm. Big taps on the RT. Now, who does fall as well, making it 3 versus 2. CR should be able to clear this up nicely. Great taps. I mean, this is working so well. The additional speed of the Jae-Young. Drake, yeah, just going to jump into the air, comes right back down. Nothing more he can do. The set goes the way of CR in what was a really, really competent level of play.
I mean, it was definitely something. It really was. Bonnie pick, I think you've got to question it. And to be honest with you, when I was looking at the draft of the Colt double healer, I was a little bit questioning that as well. But it did seem to pay off. The kind of map got broken up. Glowy able to connect so many of those beams onto the opponents and the teammates as well. It just makes it so easy when the map's open.
We mentioned this idea before. I believe it was an open business where if you open up the whole map, nobody can really evade those glowy shots. In at the end, the connection is just going to stay present the whole time. But with Colt just completely open up the map, yeah, there was nowhere to go for Feasible Gaming. They eventually just died to Glowy. The fears also were super, super well timed here. The RT couldn't really get too much value off his hypercharge in that situation. So very well played by Crazy Raccoon overall. It really looks like they're back, guys.
Well, I'll wait and see. I'll wait and see.
I mean, skeptical.
Feasible Gaming. Feasible Gaming. I mean, if CL do this and go to the into the grand finals, then Zeta or Zeta, and that's my reservation. They're back for now, but like, is it just because their oppositions are not at that same level and that same caliber?
I would say so. Listen, Feasible, and I think you said it during the game, they put up a great fight. It's not like they were real fast games that were just over so fast and CR were just walking over, and that just wasn't the case. They did play a very, very solid set, but it was just they couldn't close out those later games, and especially in the second game, they were just pinned in spawn the entire time and couldn't get out, couldn't get supers, couldn't do anything.
Feasible has proven before that they feel most comfortable when they're on the back foot. They are that now 0-1 down. Let's see if they're going to do better in that second set now. Really looking forward to it. Crazy Raccoon or Feasible, whoever makes it to the grand final is going to have it tough against Zeta Division, however it goes. Zeta Division once more undefeated so far. Now the single set dropped, so whoever makes it through is going to maybe lose. We'll see. First, let's find out who even makes it there. Hot Zone is going to be our next mode and Ring of Fire our next map. This map has been one of Ellie's best map. We haven't seen her yet so far. She has been banned out quite often. Let's see if she's going to pop up here this time around.
Yeah, it could be a shout. I want to see her as well. Chloe. Yeah, Chloe is banned, so that's kind of a good start for me, as well as the Spike. Luke will be first pick now on the side of Feasible Gaming. The M's actually going to be open here, so that could be a shout for Crazy Raccoon here. Mina as well. I'm really surprised that we're not seeing much of her picked or banned realistically here. Chester's an option. Kaze is definitely one that could cause a big problem. And I think realistically here, Ruffs. I mean, you're going to have realistically, you know, the ability to break, the hypercharge for the drop. A lot can be done with that kind of Ruffs early pick.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just being able to provide hypercharges to people is a huge thing as well. It puts people on edge of kind of what you're going to pick next. We see Ruffs paired with Draco so much, and just that pairing alone, I think it previously forced the other team to pick Draco to stop the Ruffs from pairing with it. So we might be seeing something similar to that here, or they're probably just going to heavily account for that third brawler to be something aggressive. The Charlie, we've seen it time and time again. It's just one of those versatile brawlers that can deal with the majority of things.
On Open Business, the brawler that had a really good win rate so far was Draco. Let's see if he's going to be picked up here. Would certainly need a healer in the back to really pop off. Gilbert banned out, so maybe Poker, maybe Baron could come in later. First up though, we have Bo. No aggression so far from the left-hand side. Bo and Lou both just there to hold control, area control, stand in middle and make sure that nobody even comes close.
You see, one thing I'll say with regards to Bo is, like, we saw it a great deal.
You're not a fan.
No, I'm not. And I love the Brawler, but I'm just not a fan of it because I saw it a lot in the Road to the Brawl Cup series. You know, we saw it really championed a lot in South Asia, and it did not do well. And I feel like despite the buffies and being able to land the mines faster, and, you know, that can be... Yeah, you got your wish, Sonny.
Let's
good
go.
Shout, good shout. You know, these are the best players in the world. Triggering bow mine should not be the biggest of problems for you. You know, world champions, if they're getting, you know, problems with that, then I do have serious concerns and reservations on the rest of the world. But you know, the alley coming in gives me something to kind of feel like that it has a chance, but I just don't think you can really sit back with a bow and just kind of hope to land some shots.
We do have a Charlie gadget though that will eventually get rid of those mines. We saw before how good Eve is into the bow. Penny's going to be the last pick here. Also a brawler we've seen before, and with her turret behind that left-hand side wall, she's going to do super well here. Trav, if you had to choose one of those two rosters, one of those two comps, which one would it be?
Listen, I'd want to play Feasibles, to be fair, but that's just because I like Bo and Ark doesn't, I suppose.
No, I like Bo.
So it doesn't sound like
I just feel like, you know,
I'll tell you that right now.
Is it the biggest of threats in the current meta is my reservation. I mean, I just don't really kind of see it being played by Zeta very much.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's. I think the thing is, even if it's not doing like masses and masses on its own, it's surely going to be giving Lou so many supers on it in a matchup like this. It's going to swing the game.
Well, here we go to what needs to be a set win here, realistically, for Feasible Gaming. If they don't, then it could start to really spiral out of control. And so far, so good, I would say. Drake getting some good value, as again, he is very dangerous in these assassination tanky type brawlers, but allows to keep his teammates alive for a little bit longer. And so far, Crazy Raccoon have not even tipped their toe into the mid.
Yeah, there's the Penny turret though. Bow mines are out as well, so they're going to have to be cautious about walking towards this mid. Charlie knows she's going to bait those shots. Should be able to get the trade here onto the Charlie, and does just that. Slows there from the Cocoon, but no further connection. Going to have a bit of a wall break in the power up as well, but there's the loose super to stop them. At least they've dipped their toe in it now.
Well, I missed Cocoon there from Tensai. It's a rarity for sure. And still, CR are being so overly cautious, I feel, of this Lou and just getting into the mid, the bow mines, and it's really finding it problematic. Now the Penny turret is down from Moya, and it could also be going down quite swiftly if Drake can just find the time to choose between whether he wants to focus his attention to the turret or the opposition. Regardless, hypercharged bow mines coming out, and CR just nowhere to be seen, really.
Yeah, getting destroyed here. Hypercharged turret will be being placed now. Gives it a bit more HP, and there's Cocoon as well. Should be able to bring him down when he exits, but there's a bow mine right there, and Moya's going to get stunned. Might go down here as well, with Drake coming really aggressive and jumping onto him. More bow mines and more connections. Really nice stuff from Feasible here. They seem so heavily in control.
I'm so going to be edited later on today for the way we started, or at least I started talking about Bo coming into this match, that even the best teams in the world should be able to not trigger these mines. And CR,
the world champions have been hit by about 10 in this game.
They can't keep a track of them, and they've got to do better. This is just like really quite poor, honestly, for CR here, and the moment to end or be close to ending this set, yeah, there it is, and Feasible will seal the game. They shouldn't be getting away with this. That's the way I see it. This is kind of more CR not performing to
Arc's
play.
hater confirmed.
It's just not. I'm just not feeling it.
No, I mean, it's fair. They have been hit by a lot of bow mines, but it was just they didn't have any control early on. Ali's just going to be running right around the back. The Botone's providing quite a few loose supers here as well, and so many bow mines to himself that even if you do try and keep track of them, even if you've got someone telling you where they are, it's so hard to dodge them. There's like 8 mines on the map.
Well, let's see this time round whether we can get like an earlier turret from Moya. He's found some connections. There's a rough break early on from Milk Rio. And there's the mines. There's still Tensai managed to trigger them, despite the helping hand of the Spiderlings to be able to do that very job. And he just about stays alive there, and was a very important transaction just to go down to that one bow arrow. So Crazy Raccoon just really struggling to find their flow so far in this game, in this set.
Yeah, I mean, similar to last time where they get this 1% power being provided, Milk Rio will get that kill. But a Cocoon and Little Ice Rink are just traded out here. They're not going to be able to get kills either side. Shigemyon might be able to step back onto the zone here, and Drake just non-stop round the back, getting kill after kill onto this Ruffs, and he just can't get settled.
Yeah, no support from the remaining members of CR to be able to tackle this alley. When it comes down to being on the zone, they're really overly cautious to tread their foot in, and now the hypercharged bow connections are always really quite dangerous there. Moya going to have the hypercharged penny turret down. There is still a decent amount of time to be able to recapture this objective. Tensai now using the Cocoon, and as well, that penny turret combo is really quite brutal. Should be, as long as these mines get popped and they don't get stunned by them, a chance, a real opportunity now, as they are tied up in terms of the objective. Yeah,
Moya's still trying to bait this last mine, doesn't know where it is, and hopefully doesn't forget, for their sake. Nice taps from both from there as they pick up the kill. Hypercharge drop available as well, and he's going to place that right there so Moya can get another one. More bow mines placed, and now it's actually Crazy Raccoon in some quite heavy control with Feasible pinned in spawn.
Tenso, please! He's so struggling so much. I'm surprised they didn't utilize the hypercharge there to that additional speed to trigger the mines even more easily, as they are really having a tough time on the side of Crazy Raccoon. Now, with 80%, it's down to Feasible Gaming to close this gap, and there's still plenty of time to do just that. So another hypercharge with bow mines coming down. Moya then trying to land these shots, and does actually. That's such an important kill, and it should allow Crazy Raccoon to get this game. They do just that. We're tied up in this set, and now it's going to go one of two ways. Can Feasible Gaming bring this one back? Can they level the playing field? Because we know that this is a team that responds so well to that momentum shift. If they can do that against Crazy Raccoon, bring things back to a level of order, it would be such. This is the game to win for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they definitely have a chance as well, considering how well the first went, how strong the start of the second was, but they just couldn't quite close it out when CR just started to hit a few more shots. And Tensai doing a good job early on, getting some wonderful good hits, And Moya just needs to get his super, because that's been another big thing as well, really being an annoyance in the side of Feasible when he places that turret.
Well, maybe we're going to break that push, but still, we know that Ali has invisibility. It's not going to be the best of abilities to read the situation. Tensai low, Moya low, Spiderlings coming out just in the nick of time, and Tensai has got to stay alive here. And he does so, pushes up the right-hand side lane. That's kind of what you want to be doing, especially as you want to find that Ali match. Now the hypercharge as well. He's got to win this, surely. Doesn't take any chances. Pops the Cocoon there as well. Keeps the hypercharge for later, and the penny turret will helping hand it. That's much better. Synergy displayed by Crazy Raccoon.
The penny turret's cracked. It's pinching every time he needs a pinch. It's like perfection timing. And when the Cocoon's about to pop, Ali coming aggressive again, though. Might lose that. Just gets traded out. CR.
Every time!
I was waiting for two of them to get hit by that mine, but they did evade it this time. And in the back, Lou's not having the best of times against this Penny turret either, and he's just holding his hypercharge at this point. Now, going to place it over the left-hand side, and Drake's going to want that down, but he gets dealt with quick.
Beautiful stuff, absolutely beautiful. There you see as well, that beautiful gadget there, which just locks on, and the hypercharged Penny turret is the only way you'll be going down. Drake as well, immediately eradicated now as Crazy Raccoon have ironed out the creases. Just 4%, and there's no real ability for Feasible Games to bring it back in any way. So what looked to be shaky, and again, I'm still very thoroughly unconvinced by CR's ability to handle those bone mines. Nonetheless, we've got a set. It's 2-0. It's kind of what we were saying coming in, that CR should be winning this matchup. It is a lot closer than I think it should be, but nonetheless, you know, a 2-0, a 2-0. I still think we should see CR in the final, but you know, every now and again, they just make me feel like, you know, could we see something spectacular happen still? I think it could.
It was a pretty similar situation beforehand. Feasible Gaming 2-0 down against WWL, then turning things around. We're sweeping them and are now standing in the semifinals. On the other side, we have Crazy Raccoon. They are quite comfortable with a 3-2. That's usually what we see at the end of their day. I think Crazy Raccoon is the team with the most matches go all the way from all the teams around the globe.
Yeah, honestly, it doesn't surprise me. They do like to bring it down to the wire. And it happens so often to them as well. But I feel like it's always a 50-50 of how well they actually kind of do in that situation as well. Sometimes they just can't get that fifth set done, and sometimes they do bite back and get that finish. Drake, another good performance from him. I think we expect that from the alley in this kind of situation, but just more consistent across the board from the side of CR.
This definitely is Ali's best map, and Drake did a phenomenal job at that. But on the other side with the Charlie and the Penny, we just had two very strong brawlers. The Penny, once again, one of these brawlers we don't see too often, but she was the pop-off in this round.
Yeah, I was pretty sold on it, to be fair. Not at the beginning, but towards the end when we kind of saw it play itself out. And I really like that ability with the Charlie. That I think is synergy that I think should be studied by other regions, actually, because that combination between the Cocoon, tricking the gadget with the Penny, and then having those mortar lock-ons really impact that turret. I mean, the Cocoon you should be able to take care of regardless with two players, but it allowed CR to split their time, because instead of having two people ensure that takedown, they can leave one person on it, trigger the gadget with just good communication. Super effective.
I'll write that in my little notebook as well. Eve is a good bow counter, and now that interaction, super interesting. Talking about bow arc, any more words to that?
He loves to see it.
I like bow. Can we establish this? I love bow. I play it all the time. I often get kind of frowned upon by people like Drage when I do, but I've always been playing in Double Swoosh. I play it. I love the brawler, but I just think at this level of play, you can't keep triggering mines, you know. That's just, I mean, I know that we get to see where they are.
You've just watched the world champions trigger about 20 mines,
which is concerning.
So you like bow because in ranked and diamond it works, but maybe not on this level.
Said you're done.
I just can't believe the strays that I'm catching right now. That's wild.
I personally wouldn't say it.
Yeah, absolutely wild. How many prestiges you got?
Who cares about leather, bro?
Wow, I mean, just saying.
Just so you guys know, I'm now 86,000 trophies. I've pushed about 30,000 trophies.
That's wonderful. I'm so happy for you.
Since the update, mate, I've been on it.
That's great.
And unfortunately, I still haven't reached pro rank. But
do you have all the star powers and gadgets at least? Because there was a big period of time where you didn't.
That is true. That is true. I've struggled with the economy. It's I'd save coins about as well as I save money in real life.
Well, anyway, Crazy Raccoon could close things out here. We're on Hard Rock Mine. The bands are already in with Shade BB and Glowy on the left-hand side, and then Leon M's and Glowy once more. This ball is just too good on Hard Rock Mine. We have Ruffs and Chester locked in first. Those two brawlers have had multiple showings already, specifically on this map. I feel like Ruffs is one of the best ones because you can either break open the map, you have the bounce shot to shoot around the walls. He's going to be the best lane, I feel, here. You could go something aggressive against him, though, and that's probably what Feasible Gaming are looking into here.
Yeah, I think Charlie's a great pairing to have, you know, with that Ruffs. So I'm liking how CR are thinking towards this one. Let's see. Just an early start, just in preparation of
all these player camps today.
They are a bit weird in this range, I've got to be honest. They've not really been wanting to really, put their faces to the branding, have they, really? But hey, I mean, that cosplay has been the absolute peak of today, honestly, I've got to say. Janet going to come through. Certainly, you know, it's a brawler which has had a good place on this map. I just don't really feel it's that good at the moment. We see it kind of used more for cheese recently, but it's okay.
Going to follow it with a Doug now, and you're going to get the cheese, man.
Yeah, I know, that it's not okay.
I don't know if they will. I feel that would be quite a bit of a long shot, but I do like what CR have got so far a little bit more. I mean, Chester's one of my favourite brawlers. I like to see it being played. So first half, they're going to bring in the Lily. We've seen some great plays with this brawler on this map. The turnaround capability is really, really solid. If you manage to hit that hypercharge, get some all round, obviously the gem carrier being the main target of that. And then Ark, you're going to be pleased, mate. No bow. And we've got Trunk.
For the first time today, I believe, Ark mentioned him multiple times, and he's going to be a very good counter into that Lily. Unlike the Lily against Ruffs, a great comeback mechanic. I think we talk about it every single time we have Lily on gem grab, how with a great gadget, with a hypercharge, you can easily take out that gem carrier and then walk away unscathed. So let's see if Feasible Gaming is going to be able to do just that. CR, again, can walk away from this one with a 3-0 sweep.
I think it should be the case. You know, I'd be very surprised if it's not the case. You know, in terms of draft, Trunk is a great brawler to have. I just feel like in Sergeant Clash, you know, who can forget that? You know, LCQ, he was such a menace on this very map with that brawler. So I'm hoping that Tensai can do him proud in that regard. Ogre dancing back and forth with the Lily, goes down himself. And so far, because the Gaming are the ones in the gem lead now at 4. Tensai behind the field of action, and the support from beyond of the Ruffs going down, but not really getting too much for his team. Some good hits now on the Janet, but just in the nick of time takes the air. Yeah,
Shigemi will pick up that trade as well, but they did get Lily in the back lines, I believe. I think that was a stun he just sent out there and did miss. So he's not going to be too pleased about that, and a super miss by Drake as well. They've just thrown out a couple of supers, which could be quite a bit of an issue. But Tensai just goes in and gets obliterated by all three.
It's the thing with Trunk, you know, it can be such a massive thing for your team, make some huge plays, be a real pest, or it can kind of be just one of those brawlers that's just kind of present, already doing too much. Trey just uses this super to go through that transaction. That was unbelievable as well, surviving on, avoiding these shots. He's been playing wonderfully well. Honestly, I think he's the standout player of Feasible Gaming.
Yeah, Milcro throws out a hypercharge when he had Gadget and Super. Surprising to see him go for Janet in that situation, but there's a hypercharge drop being replaced now. That should be Janet picking that one up, but see a Cocoon on himself to try and stay alive past that Lily super, and Milcro not in a good position here. Tensai trying to get the job done on his own, but can't either. And that's going to be 10 gems over the Janet's head, and Crazy Raccoon desperately trying to get it back, but nobody in sight.
Yeah, so far behind, the spawn cycle not in their favour whatsoever, and the hypercharge on the Chester at the same time as Janet being able to take the skies as well. It's just going to be a very straightforward game really here for Feasible Gaming. Night and day difference, and again a chance to delay the onset really here, and that's kind of where I feel like this team could still make something of this matchup. They can just delay and slow the advance of CR. CR are not a team that ever get stuck inside their own heads. They're able to stay super calm and composed in the most pressurized of circumstances. Think back to Brazil and LCQ, going the distance, reverse sweeping Casa Brawl on home turf, and Brazil is like next level home turf. So I don't feel like they're going to be in any way deterred if they lose this set. But Feasible Gaming, they do need to hang on and just delay the inevitable.
Drake going to be trying to make the moves around the back again, but Tensai needs to do better than this time. I don't even know if he got a kill in the previous game and didn't do a lot for his team at all. Drake's going to go in, super through, and he gadgets out the way. Just about evades that drop coming down on the way back, but there's another kill on Moira, and Milcro's one shot too.
Yeah, CR struggling at the moment. Charlie not really kind of doing the most for me. I think they can stay more on this interaction with Drake in that regard. And look at that. Oh, it's just absolutely disgusting. He's just taking his time to really aggress the back lines of CR. And it's just giving plenty of time for the mid control. And 7 gems that are now in the pocket. Oh, that's a great stun there from Chester, from the pack of cards there. There's now 7 gems to 3 for CR. Not looking good.
Not all, that's 8 now as well. CR still waiting for this next one to spawn. Drake going to be able to gadget or super out the way of Milcro's super, and same goes for the Janet as well. Can just get out of the way of it so easily. They haven't got the ability to turn it around with that Charlie super, so gonna have to be pretty cautious here. Has a hypercharge as well, and Tensai still really yet to do anything.
He's got hypercharge now, but you know, again, to use on who? The Lilies are just doing such a great job of staying away from him. He has been able to get somewhat of a controlling takedown, but then burns down at the end of it. Hypercharge Milkryu, gems in his pocket now to 9. They can just find a Cocoon, but that's a miss as well, and you can't be making that mistake at that stage. You need to earn it back so quickly now to try to use on the Janet, but then she can do super. It's a really tough position now for Sia.
Yeah, well, power up is there for Tensai and the 10th gem for Crazy Raccoon as well, but still need to stay in this mid as it can be equaled out from there. There's the super coming down to try and stop them from getting that, and Tensai wanted it. The next one will spawn on CR's side, and there's a just narrow miss. Tensai picks that one up. Can he survive this one out? And they might get away with that. Crazy Raccoon somehow. It feels like they've completely robbed that game. I mean, there was no massive gem drops or anything, but they just somehow managed to stay in it all the way through without really doing a lot at all.
I was so worried when Tensai went for that one gem, leaving the rest of them in a really precarious spot, in a Cocoon that was inevitably going to be coming out of into a Lily. I mean, it was very, very touch and go there, but you can see that there was the super to hand. Milkryu felt like he had a good response, and I'm sure the communication was very much the same story, but it's a match point. But, you know, it really feels like this could go any of which way, and maybe it's just a little bit of lacking of experience on Feasible Gaming to tie things up, because honestly, I feel like they had a couple more monthly finals under their belt. This could be one that goes the distance.
Yeah, it's a match point, but it really doesn't feel like it. After the last couple of sets, like, Feasible Gaming have been looking pretty good. Drake gets hit there as well, has a super but can't get away, and this time, CR just seem in control, and I don't know if that's just because they've got match point, and as you say, they're against some pretty rookie players who just can't seem to get the job done, but Tensai going in, getting a kill. Shigemion will pick up one of those gems, and Moya looks like he might get the other two.
Moya not able to find the bounce shot now. He's going to be in the middle of 3 players, so one of them will get the kill for sure. And a good connection there from Chester, those gems teetering in the top. Milkryu just forcing his way up, and just got a Cocoon there I can see, and the pixel that I could see in the top right, so he's going to stay alive there just because he was going to burn down. Made sure the gems were as far away as possible before doing so. And now Hypercharge from Moya. That's going to be fantastic. Handed over to then Tensai. Let's see what he can bring in terms of aggression.
Yeah, already had the Hypercharge, so he's chosen to leave it in the back. Maybe for when he next comes up if he uses a Hypercharge there, but Milkryu getting pushed quite heavily. There's still a gem on CR's side, which could bring the lead back to them, but Drake is waiting for this Hypercharge, gets it off as well. Should be traded out though, I feel, even if Milkryu dies, but he's got to catch it. Actually didn't even get any of the gems out of there, and a Hypercharge from the Chester will get the kill, but the gems still remain in Crazy Raccoon's hands, but it is 8-7 in favor of Feasible now.
Yeah, things are teetering now. Feasible are just getting under the skin of CR. 8-8. Support there from Moya, lands down, but Hypercharge is popped now from Janet. Maneuvering towards Milkryu, who's going to go straight to Cocoon as well, and that can't be outstayed as a welcome. We've got to come back. Tensai does get the pinch, a backstage pass, gadget not enough. Tensai comes back, but I'm sure he could have sealed that.
Definitely could have committed there and got the kill, but I guess he's maybe a little bit scared of this Chester, with his team doing so well as it is. Didn't want to overcommit. With that gem in his hand, they will be able to keep it, even if they get some from mid, but Moya's going to go down, the push coming in as well. Shigemion hasn't got the right super, can they get up? Tensai will get one, Hypercharge there, straight into the Cocoon, and that will see the end of Feasible Gaming as CR take this in a 3-0.
When I talk about scorelines not reflecting the reality, I mean, that is a huge example of it. CR look just all over the place. I mean, if this were the World Finals, then I just feel like they would be getting grouped at this point. It's really just, you know, I don't want to take anything away from them. They are in the Grand Finals. Congratulations. But, you know, they should be making that look much more straightforward. And Feasible Gaming, I think, had a great debut here today. I mean, many a team can take a lot longer than them to reach the semi-finals, so I think they can be proud no matter what. And I think looking back, they could have actually made the Grand Finals.
They were on the brink of turning things around here, actually taking that first game. It was almost the dream come true once more. The reverse sweep against Crazy Raccoon after they already did it to WWL, but it wasn't quite enough to actually beat the current world champion. We talk so much about it, how Crazy Raccoon is looking so strong on those international stages, not really in their home region, and they need to make it into the